Hi, I'm Ryan Moore, and if you don't already know who I am, I'm a marketing and IT consultant, and I made this video for you because I get a lot of emails and a lot of calls and stuff of companies asking me, Ryan, what simple techniques can I use to help launch my product and brand and stuff like that? And it really is not that hard. You know, people make it sound confusing and stuff, and my answer is really it's not that hard. But they're asking the wrong questions. The questions they should be asking is, what is the psychology behind launching the brands? Because marketing really comes down to psychology. If you really think about it, anything you want somebody else to do, whether it's a kid to want to be motivated to go to school, or your kid to do homework, or even an adult to buy something, it really comes down to fundamental psychology. Really, that's what marketing is about. It's not about the techniques and stuff, because those techniques are short-lived. They could be around for, the social media could be around for maybe 10 years, maybe 20 years, who knows? But the fundamental psychology that underpins all that is pretty consistent and will stay consistent for years to come. So in this next video, it's actually a call that I got, a Skype call. I went through all these slides and stuff with my client, and I showed them 6 mental triggers. These are psychological marketing triggers that will help launch your brand. And these are the same triggers that Apple uses and all these big companies that are very successful and have a very good growth they use. So watch this video. I'm on a call with a client, and I'm going to show you exactly how you could do it and how you could implement this. In marketing, there's like a lot of big old mental triggers that are used when trying to market your product or your idea of whatever you're trying to do. And I created this slide to actually show people like you how to actually market themselves and stuff. So this is basically all the triggers, psychological triggers. The number one trigger, or one of the triggers, is authority. Getting people, being an authoritative figure, to companies and showing them that you are the person who does this. You own that niche. You own your market. So, for example, your product is called what, Jeff?
Flip and Flash.
Flip and Flash. So you want to basically own that market. You want to basically say, I created this market, and we're not going to say on this video what that is because it's patent pending and all that stuff, but you want to be able to go to companies and them to do the research and look online and go, yeah, he is the man, or he is the company. They're the company that actually owns that market. And there's a bunch of ways to do that using social proof, using all these other triggers. But that's the big overarching thing that you want to articulate to people. And this is one of the biggest mental triggers is authority. Second mental trigger is community and social proof. So this is Pink's Hot Dogs here, and Pink's Chili Dogs is basically a place you've probably seen in Los Angeles where everybody goes to eat hot dogs. I mean, it's not gourmet, it's not the best in the world, but there's lines out the door.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah. And you're probably on the bathroom after that. So, it's good, but you look at it and you say, wow, there's lines out the door. I'm going to go there, because there's lines. So anytime people see or are looking for a restaurant, they don't look at a lot of stuff. They look at a lot of what people are doing, and they follow them. So it's really easy to see if you see one restaurant has no line and another restaurant has a big line.
Sorry, I lost you there.
Oh, no problem. Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll probably see that the lines help create even more lines, and these lines are ridiculously outside the door and around the corner and stuff. But social proof is a way where people see something like they're smoking, and smoking's okay. Everybody's smoking. 90% of the people back in the 60s and 70s, everybody was smoking. So now it's just like banned. You can't smoke, in a restaurant. You can't smoke in an airplane, and so on and so forth. So social proof and community and building that social proof is a great way to get people to do what you want. I don't know if you ever drove in LA or anything, and you're stopped at a stoplight and you see one big line on one lane and a small line on the other lane. You'll notice that that people are just following other people. They're just not thinking. They're in kind of a coma, in a way.
Right.
So, and that's what social proof is about. But creating that social proof online and offline as well, and showing people that, hey, everybody likes me on Facebook. There's a lot of reviews. I have a lot of clients who want me. It creates this hype kind of for you, and it also creates value for your company and for your brand. And it's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Like, how do you get that without not getting that? And that's something that I do, and I teach, and I coach, and I help implement for companies as well. Reciprocity. It's kind of like giving people a taste of their medicine. It's almost like if I was a cocaine dealer, I would say, here, have some of my cocaine, and then you would get addicted and come back in a way. But also wanting to reciprocate. I gave you some free stuff, here you go, and they want to buy it. So this is Costco here. And Costco gives out little treats, and I don't know if you've been to Costco, and they'll basically give out treats and show you, hey, this is some of our new line of food or whatever, and you feel like you have to reciprocate. I don't know if you ever went to a house, or somebody went to your house and they said, hey, I have a gift for you, Jeff. And then you're like, shit, I didn't get anything for you. And you almost feel bad that you have to reciprocate. So you're like, oh, let me take you out to dinner and, or whatever, So innately in human psychology, if you're not an ass or creep or whatever, you want to reciprocate, want to give back. So using that as a trigger, using that in your marketing and stuff, and giving to big companies that you cross-promote with, or giving to your consumers and stuff something that they could get almost for free, or something to upsell them to something else, is a huge mental trigger. Okay? Anticipation. I don't know if you follow the Super Bowl. I'm not a huge Super Bowl fanatic, but this is what happens in the Super Bowl. There's a bunch of games, and there's every other day or whatever, there's a game. And then up to the point when the Super Bowl is supposed to start, there's about a 2-week gap where they don't have any games. And what they do is they create all this hype. They have all these interviews all the way down to the janitor, and basically they have make you anticipate what's going to happen. They just create all this hype. Like, yeah, I can't believe this guy's leg's broken and he came in and second string and all this stuff. And they keep talking about all this stuff. And people, it's almost like Christmas. They can't wait to open the present at Christmas. And then when they open the doors for this to happen, it's just flooded. You see all these people come in. It's just, the commercials are, hyped up, and they're like $1 million commercials per second, and that's anticipation. So creating this anticipation, and also the other trigger is creating scarcity. Apple does this really well. They have a limited supply. They know they could have their China outfitters or whoever make 2 times more. But it kind of works to their advantage that they have lines out the door and it's sold out and you're on waiting list. It creates more value, and it creates, this extra, this scarcity. It really creates more value for your company is bottom line here. So using all these triggers, and using the last trigger here, consistency, consistently putting out your products, consistently reminding your people you work with, either it's a joint venture company or whoever, that you have a new product out and stuff. Let's say it's Costco or whoever. Reminding your customers that you are doing stuff is a great way to keep out there. There's 2 fundamental ways of memorizing something: either through shock, like somebody ran down the street naked, you'll never forget that, or through consistency, always seeing the same commercial over and over. I don't know if you've seen the carpet commercials over and over. It's a shitty commercial, but it gets it to you memorize them. So if you want to create that in your company, what you do is consistency. Say, oh yeah, we're doing this now. Oh yeah, we're doing this. And whoever you want to cross promote with, or whoever you want to sell to, you're constantly creating that consistency for your business. And that's pretty much the 6, and there's more than 6 that the big companies do, right, to help these social triggers and stuff.
You are really good at what you do.
Thank you. Thanks.
Wow, you got that down. That's good.
Thanks.
So
Okay, so as most people, after you listen to that and after you understand these 6 triggers, you probably are saying to yourself, okay, that makes sense, Ryan, but how do I put these in effect for my business and stuff? And I get tons of emails over the last 3 or 4 years about, okay, that's great, thank you, but how do I put this together? For the very first time, I'm going to give you a framework of how to do this, how to implement this. And I charge my clients for this marketing plan about $6,000 to $10,000 for this marketing plan that I'm going to give you if you put your name and email on this page. And I'm going to email you this framework, this plan. And this is the same type of framework and plan that big companies use to help create hype, help create this experience that you have authority within the market and so on and so forth, and using all these triggers. And I'm going to show you how to use it using Facebook and using Twitter and stuff like that. So you're not running around in circles wondering what to do and what not to do. I'm going to show you what's effective, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. If you just put your name and email, I will see you on the other side, and I hope to hear from you and hope to hear from your success. I try to read all my emails as much as possible, so please do send me your success after you implement this. I am looking forward to hearing from you, and I'll talk to you and I'll see you on the other side.